My brothers and sisters, you are now watching The Gamer2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
By the way, Merry Christmas. And our 2012 Game of the Year is... The Walking Dead. I'm not even gonna lie to you, when that game won Game of the Year over games like Assassin's Creed 3 and Halo 4 and Far Cry 3 and whatever other good games that came out this year, my reaction? Bro, let me get a PSN card so I can get this game. So The Walking Dead wins Game of the Year. Everyone is saying, dude, you need to play this game, dude. I cried man tears, bro. You have to get this game. Hearing all this good stuff about it, but is the game actually that good? Well, I beat it. It's time to review this sucker. Is it worth? It's not even 60 bones. This game is $20. Is it worth the 20 bones? I'm not gonna lie to you, I went into this game somewhat skeptical. You know, when a game wins Game of the Year and I'm hearing all this good stuff about it, I'm going into this game with high expectations, so it's kind of at a disadvantage already. But you know, so one thing I liked about this game, The Walking Dead, is it really stuck to how the TV show is and to how the comic books is. You know, yes, this game is a post-apocalyptic game where there are zombies or walkers around and you know you sometimes have to kill them, but much like the TV show and the comic books, the game is not constantly you killing zombies. The majority of the game is you interacting with characters in your group or characters that just come out of nowhere, and then you know you have to really make your own decisions. That's what really the game is about. So I like how it's stuck to what really The Walking Dead is about, because it's not just about killing zombies. I didn't like how the graphics looked for The Walking Dead, you know, real cartoony and stuff like that. When I think a zombie apocalypse and people getting their faces eaten off and blood and gore and zombies dying and guns and stuff like that, I don't think The Walking Dead graphics. So for a while I couldn't appreciate this game because I'm just like, why did they decide to make the graphics look like this? You know, you want the zombies to look scary, why make them look like cartoons and stuff like that? So I'm like, how? There has to be something more to this game. How did this game win Game of the Year? Mind you, I went into this game with high expectations, you know, so the more and more I progressed through the game, I was like, oh, so that's what they did. This game is one of the, if not only or fewest, this is one of the fewest games I have played where the story is literally so good it outshines the gameplay. And I always said that in video games I think gameplay is the most important. I always said that you can have the best story ever. If your gameplay sucks, no one will play your game. Just take Killzone for example. I think Killzone is one of the best games on PlayStation 3. A lot of people can't play that game just because of the controls and the way it feels. So I always thought gameplay was the most important, but Walking Dead did a complete 180. Because like I said, I mean, the gameplay for The Walking Dead is not bad, but it's so basic. It's a point and click game, so, but the story outshines it so bad that it's like, it doesn't matter. You play as a guy named Lee Everett, and he's black. One of the fewest games where the main character is a black guy. I appreciated that so much. Yes, a black brother, someone who I can relate to. But long story short, you come across this girl, meet some people that you build friendships with, some enemies with, and the journey just goes on. I don't want to spoil anything just in case someone plans on getting it. But like I said, the game is so story driven that you kind of forget about the gameplay. And I was shocked. Like, the story is just that good. And I knew that once I saw how good the story was, that this was going to be a game where I cared about the characters. And I was not shocked when I did. It came to a point in that game where I'm just like, all I care about is protecting this girl. There came times in the game where I'm like, all I care about is protecting this group. There came time in the game where I'm like, nah, screw everything else. We got scrap for us. You know what? I'm not sure if you guys have played this small time game on PS3. I'm pretty sure no one has played it because it wasn't really that successful. But this game called Heavy Rain on PlayStation 3. You heard about that game? Heavy Rain was the game where, you know, every choice you made, it could change. It could change the outcome of the game. And The Walking Dead is like that. And I like that. I just love that, where you could almost like, it feels like you're in control of the game and what happens. I love when games do that, and I like the way The Walking Dead did that, because it puts you in various amount of different situations. Some are tough, some are hard, some are just downright think fast, do something. And you know, what makes it even tougher sometimes is they don't give you that much time to respond and do something. So you really got to be on your feet and really think about what you would do. You know it's bad when a game like The Walking Dead is more scary than the recent Resident Evils. And I could not believe it. I could not believe I felt more fear towards these zombies than zombies, because the zombies, they're like cartoons, you know, the way they look. And I'm just like, why am I more scared of this game? That there were scary moments in this game, there were intense moments in this game, there were downright suspenseful moments in this game, there was heart-wrenching moments in this game, there was just moments where you just didn't know what to say. There was moments where honestly, in episode 5, I'm not saying anything, but in episode 5, after I found out what happened, honestly, my reaction, no! Yeah, the choices you make matter. That's all I'm gonna say. All in all, I loved playing this game. I never thought a game could do it. I never thought a game could keep me with the story and pretty much have no, I shouldn't say no, but a basic control scheme to it. I've never played a game to where I didn't care about the gameplay. I've never played a game like that. This is probably one of the fewest, if not the only, where the story outshines the gameplay so much to where the gameplay became irrelevant to me. Like, I wasn't playing this game for, you know, the gameplay. All I cared about was the story. And I've never played a game that had me like that, you know. So hand clap to The Walking Dead. Hand clap to The Walking Dead. You know, I could just imagine how it was when you actually had to wait for the next episode. Because like I said, I bought it when all the episodes was out, so I never had to wait. And because every episode ends on a cliffhanger and then they give you a sneak peek to the next episode, like, they treated it like it was an actual show. Like, they would say, on the next episode of The Walking Dead, and then show you a sneak peek. And I could just imagine how hard that was, because literally every time I said I was going to stop playing the game, they showed a sneak peek, and I'm like, alright, I'm going to play that episode, but after that, I'm done. And then they would show a sneak peek to the next episode, and I'm just like, alright, this is the last one. And it just kept on, like, it kept my interest, and it was all based on story. I didn't care about the gameplay. So, saying that, I loved playing this game. Is it worth the 20 bones? Well, I think in stores you can buy it on disc for $30. If you wanted this game for $30, it's worth it. You know, definitely get this game if you haven't already. I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. You know, strictly based off story. Strictly based off. I'm not even judging. Like, when I saw that it was really story driven instead of gameplay wise, I'm gonna keep the score high. You know, if I've seen that, you know, the story wasn't that great and the gameplay was still basic the way it is, the score definitely would have been lower. But, you know, so I'm judging it fairly. You know, the 9.5 is still great, but the reason why it's not a 10 is because that basic gameplay. But saying that, I love this game. I freaking love this game. If you haven't gotten this game, get The Walking Dead. Someone warned me that I was going to cry. I mean, I ain't shed no, you know, I ain't go like that, but, you know, a brother had to, you know, get a little napkin and go lay. So, I mean, it had heart-wrenching moments, intense moments, suspenseful moments, scary moments, everything you want in a somewhat peak of a survival horror game. So I love this game. Definitely get it if you haven't gotten it. And that's my review for The Walking Dead. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Also have a Merry Christmas. You know, if you guys get clothes, because it always sucks to get clothes on Christmas, at least for me. I've never been the person who likes to get clothes on Christmas. But even if you get clothes and you're like, God dang, just be thankful. You know, these days it's tough, you know, so you got to be thankful for what you have, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. You can check out my other reviews if you haven't seen them. Have a great Christmas and all that jazz. And what I do, ask every brother and every sister. So saying that, I'll catch you on my next video, alright? Peace.